Martin, not Alan, survived the balcony fall, according to Tracy. Diane Jenkins Abbott will cause Phyllis Summers to have a panic attack, according to the Young and the Restless recap on Thursday, March 27th. Tracy Abbott also expresses her theory that Martin Loran, not Alan Loran, survived the balcony fall. Diane will go up to Phyllis at the GCAC and say she's sorry to hear about the drama surrounding the kidnapping. They will wind up arguing at Phyllis's table because Phyllis won't accept that Diane actually cares. Phyllis will say she's working to resolve her vengeance issues after apologizing for her outburst. Diane will mention being a lab rat in a comment regarding Phyllis's experiment, which will make Phyllis furious. Diane will apologize for provoking Phyllis, who will ultimately calm down and explain why it brought back memories of her captivity. However, because Diane needs the silence at the moment, Phyllis will become upset and urge her to simply leave. Since Diane is obviously in need of assistance, she will run into Billy Abbott on her way out and direct him to Phyllis's table. Billy will take Phyllis to the park for some fresh air after noticing that she seems to be experiencing a panic attack. Billy will talk to Phyllis about Abbott communications during Thursday's YNR episode because she will need a diversion. Billy will then confess that he has communicated with Aristotle Dumas, who has the secret to Chancellor. Billy will keep his hands clean and let Aristotle manage the mess caused by Victor Newman while providing updates on the strategy to regain Chancellor. Billy's confession will astound Phyllis, who will wonder whether he's insane. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson will discuss whether or not to inform Connor Newman that they are once again together at home. Because of his OCD, there will be some worries regarding Connor's reaction. But in the end, Chelsea and Adam will sit Connor down and have an open discussion. When Connor learns that Adam and Chelsea are back together, he will be ecstatic about being a true family once more and will undoubtedly be overjoyed. Tracy will inform Jack Abbott at Crimson Lights about her conversation with Sharon Newman and her growing unease about the warnings on Alan's phone. Tracy will connect the gas expulsion notification Alan got with the gas that was pumped in the clinic. While Sharon and Phyllis were going through a psychological experiment at Havenhurst, Alan was getting these clinic security notifications. Tracy won't believe she can disregard the growing amount of evidence, particularly since Alan unexpectedly proposed and abruptly expressed a desire to leave the country. Tracy will be terrified that Martin was the twin who survived the balcony fall, and that he has been pretending to be Alan the entire time as a result of all of this. At first, Jack will find it difficult to accept Tracy's hypothesis, but he will gradually change his mind and desire to update Chancellor on the latest developments. Additionally, until they work things out, Jack will not allow Tracy to travel alone with Alan, and will insist that she not go to France. Tracy will understand that if she is correct, she will lose the person she loves, and even if she is incorrect, Alan will never forgive her. Tracy will accept Jack's consoling embrace once he confesses that he doesn't believe she is mistaken. Stay tuned for all the chaos that lies ahead, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest that Tracy's prophecies about Martin will come to pass. According to teasers on The Young and the Restless, Chelsea Lawson might find it difficult to believe what she's hearing when Adam Newman says 4 breathtaking words. Now that Chelsea and Adam are proceeding with their romantic reunion, let's discuss how things might turn out. For a long time, Adam has been anticipating this happy new chapter in their relationship. Adam will undoubtedly be ecstatic for a while, because Chelsea has given in to their shared sentiments. Adam hasn't put any pressure on Chelsea yet, but he struggles to control his impulsive side. The stronger link between Adam and Chelsea may alter Adam's viewpoint and increase his desire to advance their romance. Fans of YNR are aware that Chelsea and Adam are now getting closer after recently reigniting their passion in the bedroom. Since Chelsea lives with Adam at the ranch, they naturally spend a lot of time together having domestic moments. Adam might eventually decide it's time to pop the question and get an engagement ring. Given that Chelsea is the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with, Adam could believe there is no reason to wait. Adam might become keen to secure their long-term future as a result. Adam might prepare a lavish proposal and devise a showy gesture to convince Chelsea to agree to a second marriage. Before Chelsea is really prepared to make the move, it's easy to picture Adam getting down on one knee. It's important to keep in mind that Adam has a tendency of popping the question too soon, with a lot of his romantic partners. In any event, Adam might end up asking Chelsea these four beautiful questions. Will you marry me? Chelsea might be taken aback by it, and start to apply the brakes a little. Chelsea is not yet ready to say yes to getting married again, even if she wants a future with Adam. If Adam asks Chelsea to marry him too soon, she might not respond as he would like. Chelsea may finally give in, though, as she has been expressing optimism about their future together. Perhaps Adam and Chelsea will eventually arrange their next wedding, as Connor Newman would undoubtedly love to see his parents finalize their reconciliation. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Chelsea and Adam will still need to work out their relationship, so we'll keep you informed of any future engagement announcements. Jack Abbott joins forces to destroy Victor's rival. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, the proverb "the enemy of my enemy is my friend" is always true in Genoa City. Victor Newman will tell his trusted lawyer, Michael Baldwin, during the week of March 24th to 28th, that he has a history with Aristotle Dumas, and it isn't a good one. The mustache will even acknowledge that the enigmatic tycoon is one of his enemies. Would Jack Abbott ultimately go with Dumas to thwart Victor? The formation of a new powerhouse partnership. At the moment, Victor has launched yet another plan of retaliation against Jack. Victor is receiving important information on the company and the Abbotts from moles he planted at Jabot. Jack will be prepared to lash out as soon as he learns who is unfairly criticizing his business. Jack might also opt to get in touch with the enigmatic millionaire after learning that Victor had a tense past with Dumas. But could Dumas approach Jack if Victor had just had his team investigate Damien Kane for Lily Winters, which resulted in Dumas' relationship with Nate Hastings' half-brother? Given the already strained relationship between Aristotle and the mustache, he might get in touch with Jack, or get Damien to get in touch in an attempt to form an alliance to overthrow Newman if he discovers Victor prying into his affairs. Will Jack and Dumas be successful? Victor was largely responsible for all of this. If he simply left well enough alone, Jack would never consider retaliating. Unfortunately, ever since Abbott's contentious decision to fall off the wagon while meeting Nikki Newman at a GCAC hotel room last year, Victor has been clamoring for retribution on Jack. While fighting alcohol, Nikki was shaken to her core by witnessing Jack almost OD. She cleaned up her act and went to rehab. Victor saw this as an error. After all, Jack's stunt put both his and Nikki's lives in danger. However, if Dumas approaches him for a collaboration, his relentless pursuit of Jack might prove to be his undoing. The prospects of success for the mustache will be outweighed by the matchup of two affluent powerhouses. Although Amanda left Genoa City to live with her family, Miss Hale Morgan of The Young and the Restless will be the main star of a forthcoming Hallmark film. 4 new original shows complete the Hearts Around the Table series, which centers on the lives of 4 foster siblings. As part of the network's Spring into Love promotion, Morgan responded, "Some experiences stay with you forever. Filming this project was one of them," to a post on Hallmark's official Instagram page announcing the first installment of the series. It was heartfelt, soulful, and unvarnished. "I'm thankful for every second and can't wait to share it with you all." Viewers will follow Sherry's journey as she returns to DC after a breakup in Morgan's part, Hearts Around the Table, Sherry's second act. Despite the fact that starting over isn't easy, Sherry is unaware that the building repairman she has rented is the real owner when they first meet. Mindy Cohn plays the foster mother for the siblings in The Facts of Life. The penthouse was alive with music, laughter, and the clinking of glasses. The annual fundraising gala for the Children's Hospital was in full swing, and the city's elite had turned out in force. Among them were 3 close friends, Tracy, Martin, and Alan, who had been inseparable since college. Tracy, elegant in a deep red gown, leaned against the railing of the balcony, gazing at the glittering skyline. Martin, ever the charmer, was regaling a small crowd with a story, his martini sloshing dangerously as he gestured. Alan, quieter but always observant, stood nearby, nursing a whiskey. "You're going to lose that drink if you're not careful," Alan warned Martin with a smirk. Martin laughed. What's life without a little risk? Tracy rolled her eyes. Spoken like a man who's never fallen off a balcony. Martin grinned. Who says I haven't? The group chuckled, but the joke would soon take on a darker tone. Chapter 2: The Accident. As the night wore on, the alcohol flowed freely. The trio found themselves back on the balcony, the cool night air a welcome relief from the stifling heat of the crowded penthouse. I still can't believe you talked us into donating 50 grand, Alan said, shaking his head at Tracy. It's for a good cause, she replied. Besides, you two can afford it. Martin leaned against the railing, looking down at the dizzying drop below. You ever think about what it would be like to jump? Alan frowned. No, because I'm not an idiot. Tracy shot Martin a concerned look. Don't even joke about that. Martin smirked. Relax, I'm not. Then it happened. Whether it was the alcohol, a loose railing, or sheer bad luck, no one would ever be sure. But in an instant, Martin lost his balance. His arms flailed, his drink flew from his hand, and then he was gone. A scream ripped through the night. Chapter 3: The Aftermath. The party descended into chaos. Guests rushed to the balcony's edge, horrified whispers spreading like wildfire. Tracy was frozen in shock, her hands clamped over her mouth. Alan, pale and trembling, gripped the railing as if he might fall next. Security swarmed the scene, ushering people back inside. Paramedics were called, but everyone knew the truth. No one could survive a 40-story fall. And yet, Chapter 4: The Hospital. Tracy and Alan sat in the sterile waiting room of the emergency ward, numb with disbelief. The doctor approached, his expression unreadable. Mr. Alan Whitmore, the doctor asked. Alan stood. Yes. The doctor hesitated. I'm sorry, we did everything we could. Alan's knees buckled. Tracy caught him before he could collapse, her own tears streaming down her face. But then the doctor frowned. Wait, you're not Martin? Alan blinked. What? The doctor checked his chart. The patient had Martin Cole's ID on him. Are you family? Tracy's breath caught. Martin survived? The doctor nodded slowly. Miraculously, yes. He landed on an awning, then a dumpster. Broken bones, internal bleeding, but he's alive. Alan's face twisted in confusion. But you just said. The doctor shook his head. I assumed you were him. My apologies. Tracy let out a choked laugh. Oh my God. But Alan didn't share her relief. His hands clenched into fists. Chapter 5: The Lie. Days passed. Martin, though severely injured, was expected to recover. The newspapers called it a miracle. But Alan couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He visited Tracy at her apartment, his expression grim. Why did the doctor think I was Martin? Tracy stiffened. What? He called me Martin's name. Why? She turned away. A mistake. Alan grabbed her arm. Tracy, what aren't you telling me? Her lower lip trembled. Then in a whisper. Because it was supposed to be you. Alan recoiled. What? Tears spilled down her cheeks. Martin was wearing your jacket. He took it when he went outside because he was cold. The railing, it was loose. I knew it was loose. I saw it earlier. Alan's blood ran cold. You're saying this wasn't an accident? Tracy didn't answer. Chapter 6: The Truth. The pieces fell into place. Alan had been the one donating the most to the hospital fund. Alan had been the one who stood to inherit his father's fortune. Alan had been the one Tracy had been secretly seeing behind Martin's back. And now Alan understood. Martin's survival had been a fluke. The fall had been meant for him. Chapter 7: The Confrontation. Alan stormed into Martin's hospital room. His friend, bruised and bandaged, looked up weakly. Alan! You knew, Alan hissed. Martin's eyes widened. Knew what? That Tracy tried to kill me. Martin's face paled further. What are you talking about? But Alan saw it, the flicker of guilt. Martin had suspected. Maybe he had even seen Tracy tamper with the railing. And he had said nothing. Chapter 8: The Fallout. Alan left the hospital in a daze. Tracy was gone by the time he returned to her apartment. The police would later rule Martin's fall an accident. Tracy would move away, her reputation untarnished. But Alan knew the truth. Some falls weren't accidents. And some friends weren't really friends. Epilogue. Years later, Alan stood on another balcony, staring down at the city below. He had never trusted heights or people since that night. Somewhere out there, Tracy and Martin were living their lives, their secrets buried. But Alan would always remember. And he would never stand near the edge again.